My name is Melissa Blake and I am the creator of Knotted Locs, a hair locking technique used to maintain your small size locks, whether it's Microlocs, Sisterlocks, tiny locks, small locks, thin locks, delicate locks, fine locks. All small size locks that are knottable would love this personalized hair locking experience. I am the creator of Knotted Locs, and as the creator of Knotted Locs, my responsibility is to continually update you with the information you need to make an informed decision about your hair. The information continues being topped up. That's simply because I have a combination of 13 years of experience. I wear knotted locks. I'm much more advanced than everybody else who I've taught, because now we're coming up to 7 years of me practicing my personalized hair knotting technique. My commitment to you is to continually update you with how my hair is coming along and to share with you the most up-to-date information I'm gaining from my clients who sit in my chair and those who I teach online. The message today here is patience. Patience equals thriving small size locks for a lifetime. Knotted Locs is about textural experience. It is primarily about celebrating the texture of your African texture hair. It is definitely not about how cleanly it parts, how much it shows, a fixed grid. It is not about that. That's simply because not every African texture hair can hold a parting, but every African texture hair can hold a knot. And because you're not doing your hair as often, it means you really begin to celebrate, interact, and observe and showcase the individuality, the beauty of your curl and your coil. What's wonderful about Knotted Locs, you end up for a lifetime experiencing these small size locks to your preference with these beautiful, clever knots that don't move. And then beneath it, you're living with your African texture hair. You're enjoying the texture hair you have. You're forming and understanding a relationship with your African texture hair, which means whatever you're going to be experiencing in the future, it's not locked away. You can feel the changes in your hair. You can feel the zones and how the zones of your hair changes as you age. You can decide on how much water, how much oil. So it keeps your experience with your African texture hair present. It enables you very much to know what it needs because you've continually updated your knowledge. You're continually putting your hands in your hair. You're continually interacting with your African texture hair, and you don't have to worry about it unraveling. You don't have to worry about pain because I teach you how to put your follicles first always when maintaining your small size locks with your African texture hair. Coming first, being the priority, celebrating the individuality. Isn't that just a wonderful concept, a wonderful practice full of self-love, patience, kindness? What does the practice of self-love, self-care, honoring, respecting the characteristic of your hair, what does that translate or look for you, for your personal experience? What does that feel like to you? I share with you my personal experience of patience, kindness, self-love with my hair in small size locks, with my practice, Knotted Locs. My Knotted Locs hair locking practice has been created and as an example, as a metaphor for how we're supposed to be interacting with our African texture hair. Yes, it is in small size locks, and yes, we want maximum fullness. What I show you close up is how I interact with my hair and the amount of growth that I live with thanks to Knotted Locs. Knotted Locs enables my lock to feel thicker than it would have if it was being interlocked. My personalized Knotted Locs hair locking practice translates for everybody in different ways. Ultimately, it's about being honest with yourself, being accountable, and creating these knots that enable your hair not to unravel. Another thing that's great about Knotted Locs is you just experience the growth. The loose hair is just the growth. There's no slippage, no unraveling being experienced. And what I'm showing you close up is how much growth Melissa lives with her African texture hair in small size locks. And I show you the growth, and I'm twirling it to show you that if it was interlocked, that's the level of thinness or that's the level of thickness I would be experiencing just interweaving my African texture hair and waiting for it to lock up. Whilst with Knotted Locs, the locking process is instant. Wanting to form a really positive relationship, a knowing relationship, a comprehensible relationship with your African texture hair in small size locks is a really important part of experiencing you creating your knotted locks on your African texture hair. Learning takes time, and therefore you have to learn to be patient to get the results that you want for your hair. Again, I remind you how knotted locks translates on my hair should inspire for you to be curious to know what is it going to be like for my African texture hair when I start knotting. So I show you close up for you to see how it actually has translated for me, creating these personalized knots, responding to the texture hair that I have been blessed with, responding to the natural characteristics of my African texture hair. A very important part of experiencing knotted locks and practicing knotted locks is patience. Patience with separating your locks, understanding that it is absolutely fine to have growth, enjoying your texture hair. All of that has given me this combined, really satisfying experience when wearing small size locks. And so one of the satisfying feeling is mastering the art of separating your locks. And when I teach you knotted locks, we talk through how to separate your hair in the healthiest way. I begin to understand how you interact with your hair, vision, your intention, your goals for your hair. And then I also tell you about what I've observed, strong points and weak points. And we talk through it to a point where you begin to understand how you should go ahead and continue separating your hair. And then eventually creating these clever, smart, healthy personal knots to keep your small size locks thriving. I share with you my experience for you to understand that knotted locks is a continual understanding, a continual growing of knowledge, understanding how your hair works. And for me, 6 years down the line, this is what my African texture hair in small size locks looks like and translates as. The most important part of preparing to learn knotted locks with Melissa is patience, accepting of your hair texture, respecting nature and the role it plays with your hair, and forgiving, allowing yourself to make mistakes, and having a love for interacting with water, because water is going to be your best friend throughout this personalized hair locking experience. Acceptance, self-love, kindness is a crucial, vital part of learning and experiencing knotted locks. And patience, 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 patience. It keeps getting better with knotted locks.